This summer, be part of something historic. Idaho Access Project is celebrating the 35th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act with Hands Around the Capitol. This powerful event will take place on Friday, July 25th at Cecil DeAndres Park from 11 to 4. We'll be making history as the only state with 1,000 people joining hands and encircling our Capitol building in support and solidarity for disability rights. Plus, there will be live entertainment, interactive exhibits, and over 60 booths. Find out more at idahoaccessproject.org. Today on CityCast Boise, Jaialdi is back, and it isn't just Boise's biggest party. It's a once-in-a-decade global celebration of the Basque community. We've got your insider guide to the food, the history, and the unexpected magic that makes this festival unforgettable. It's Wednesday, July 16th. I'm Lindsay Van Allen, and this is what Boise's talking about. I'm chatting with Lael Ubaraga Rogers, who is working to organize the Jaialdi Festival. Thanks so much for being here, Lael.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
National Geographic named Boise one of the top 25 places to visit in 2025 in the entire world because of Jaialdi. What do you think that they saw in that festival that makes it worth traveling across the world for?
Well, Jaialdi is a really unique festival. We call it an International Basque Festival. It's about Basque heritage, but it doesn't take place in the Basque Country. It takes place here in Boise, which is one of the preeminent, culturally visible spots of the Basque diaspora. So I think it's just pretty unique in that way. It's the largest Basque festival outside the Basque Country, and it probably competes with some of the ones in the Basque Country as far as scale.
Wow. And it's been 10 years since the last Jaialdi celebration. What do you think that long pause has meant for the Basque community, both here and abroad?
So I think because we didn't get Jaialdi in 2020, there's a lot of kind of pent-up anticipation and appetite to really celebrate and gather, because Jaialdi is not only a way for those of us with Basque heritage to, celebrate our heritage with our other, Boise, with Idaho, with the United States, but it's also a way for us to get together with family, with our immediate family, our extended family, our friends, and just really celebrate that cultural heritage. So since we've missed that, we instead of 5 years, it's been 10 years. So it's going to be big, and people are twice as excited.
It sounds like everybody is really excited to make this maybe the biggest Jaialdi yet.
I think it probably will be, not only the 10 years, of course, but also Boise has grown. The internet's a lot different than it was 10 years ago. More people know about it. And we have more hotels. We can have more people in Boise. So yeah, I think this will be the biggest Jaialdi ever.
How do visiting performers and tourists from the Basque Country and around the world react when they come to Boise? What maybe surprises them about our version of Basque life?
Yeah, I'd say the first thing is they come to Boise, they come to the West, and they're, try to make a trip out of it because they're coming transatlantic. And they're like, oh, okay, so after Boise, we're going to just pop over to San Francisco as part of our trip. We say, no. The West is really big, you guys. Driving across the entire Basque Country is about from here to Twin Falls. And I think that goes for not only just visiting Boise, but I think the scale has also made the Basque diaspora culture in the West different than the culture in the Basque Country. When Basque immigrants came, they did different jobs than they did in the Basque Country. They herded sheep because we were in the Great Basin region. There was rangeland and, big skies. And part of Jaialdi is being held at Expo Idaho, which is the Western Idaho Fairgrounds. And so I think a lot of the performers that come here, at least in the past when I've interacted with some performers, they really embrace the cowboy-ness of coming to Boise. It's like Basque cowboy vibes. They love it. They buy jeans, they buy cowboy hats. They try to go to the rodeo if they can, because it is our interpretation of the culture from the homeland. So it's been kind of, mixed in with American culture and Western culture. So it's, I think it's pretty amusing to them. They really dig it.
So just kind of a U.S. Western state version of the Basque culture. What are maybe some things that the same though, or really similar, or has it, as Basque immigrants came here, has it changed dramatically, or are there things that are really similar to how they are back in the Basque country?
Almost every small little town in the Basque Country has their town festival. So that would be, the equivalent of like Boise having its Boise festival, where the whole town shuts down for a week. And that's probably the closest thing here of having that. A lot of it's different just because of, again, the scale. We have a little bit more strict laws here as far as like, drinking age is 21 here. So a lot of the young adults that come over and they're 18, 19, they're like, wait a minute, I can't have my calimochos here. That's a big difference for them. But I think the real Basque pride and, speaking euskera as much as possible. I think they get really excited when they come over and they hear euskera being spoken at, in the Basque Center, in the Basque Clubhouse, on the street, walking down the street and you're hearing accordions and you're hearing music. I think that's the same, but I think the rest of it's probably feels really American to them.
And Jaialdi stretches across 4 days from July 29th to August 3rd. Leo, what's your personal strategy for experiencing all of it, really just immersing yourself in it without getting overwhelmed in the first couple of days?
Great question. I think it's really good to have a festival strategy, just like for big music festivals in the States. So the first few days of Jaialdi, during the daytime, you're going to have a really casual sort of carnival style closure of the Basque block. And I think actually this year we're closing more blocks than normal. So instead of just the one Basque block on Grove from 6th to Capitol, we're closing, I believe, like a plus sign shape. So that whole area, there will be closures of the block. There will be food booths, drinks, probably some strolling musicians. So that'll be casual. I think keep it casual. Go down and have a drink, have some food, poke your head into the Basque Center, and pace yourself for those weekdays, because you'll have the larger events going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and then Sunday night, the street dance. And those are the ones where you want to really let loose. So I'd say, go down to the Basque block, eat food, stay really hydrated, stay cool so that you have energy to celebrate on the nights of Jaialdi.
Okay. So I'm hearing weekdays, we're going casual. And then weekend, we're going hard.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. I think that's a solid strategy.
Yeah. Daytime, stay hydrated. Weeknight, yeah, go hard when the sun goes down.
Calimochos till dawn. It's fine.
Exactly.
You mentioned Expo Idaho. I want to make sure people know that this festival has a combination of free and ticketed events. So there will be things at the Basque Block, things at Expo Idaho. Can you walk us through what are some of your can't miss picks, both free and ticketed, that people can look forward to?
Absolutely. So everything on the Basque Block will be free. So we have that's the casual part during the weekdays. It's called basking on the block. We love our dad puns around here. And then the ticketed events, sports night is Thursday night. And Basque sports are really something to see if you've never seen them. So the word in euskera is called herri kirolak, which means traditional farm sports, essentially, rural sports. Think Scottish Highland games, but Basque. So you'll see weightlifting, wood chopping, hay bale throwing, wagon lifting, all kinds of feats of athleticism. That's a paid event. That's at Idaho Central Arena. But then there's a street dance. So back to the block after the paid event, street dance. Festara would be your Friday can't miss performance. So that's also a ticketed event. That's the more theatrical exhibition of the music and dance groups. So you'll see a lot of traditional dance in costumes, all the colorful costumes, traditional Basque instruments. Then Saturday and Sunday are Expo Idaho. So another pun, basking at Expo Idaho. That's the one-stop shop. So if you can't make anything else, or if you can't make it to the arena events, you will get a sampling of everything about Jaialdi at those events. Saturday and Sunday, you'll also see the most of our sort of hometown Basque stuff. So you'll see the cute little kids in costumes. They're our young dance group called Boise Kogasteak. That's a Boise group. They'll be in costumes there. You'll see other Basque dance groups from around the West. We have groups from Utah coming, Nevada, California, all coming from out of town. And you'll also see sports then too. So something for everyone, one-stop shop on the Saturday and Sunday of Jaialdi.
Okay, so it sounds like you really have kind of a pick your own adventure. You can really just like spread it out over the entire festival, or if you've only got a couple days, you've only got the weekend, you can really experience a little bit of all of it if that works better for you.
Yep, absolutely. And then if you're like, I don't want to pay for this, but I do want to see some Basque stuff, come down to the block. There's going to be something every day at the block. We have 2 free street dances, one on Thursday night, one on Sunday night. And that will be a great time.
Need a reset or just a chance to slow down? Trade the traffic and to-do lists for a glass of wine and an open sky at Walla Walla. Just a scenic 4-hour drive from Boise, this peaceful destination in the heart of the Pacific Northwest offers a true escape from your hectic schedule. You'll have the opportunity to wander through more than 130 wineries nestled among golden hills and vineyards, and then cozy up in a tasting room. You can stroll through the charming historic downtown by day, and at night, dine al fresco on meals made by celebrated chefs from fresh ingredients grown just down the road on local farms. Come discover why Walla Walla is one of the Pacific Northwest's best-kept secrets. You don't have to go far to feel far away. Plan your getaway at wallawalla.org today.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtuo Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your Virtuo Pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
The Basque community and Jaialdi are renowned for their food. What are some of the dishes and drinks that, in your opinion, are worth lining up for, and where should people go to try them?
Sure. So we have, I'd say the key festival foods that you're going to want for Jaialdi are a good old-fashioned Basque-style chorizo or chorizo, kind of same thing, a sausage in a bun. We like it plain. We're chorizo purists, but you can do whatever you want. You can add some mustard or ketchup to it if you want. But if you want it the real Basque way, plain.
Okay, so maybe a little side-eye, like just turn around if you're going to do that. Plain is traditional, though.
Yeah, plain is the traditional one. Oddly, Basque food is a lot different than, I didn't learn this until I was an adult, but Basque food from the Basque country is based on mild but really fresh, great flavors, garlic, and then red peppers, green peppers, and paprika. So that's why I think it's like plain. You let the flavors shine through. We have, lots of good chorizos. Shout out to Ansatz, which is a local chorizo making company in Boise here. So we have that. We're going to have chorizos. That's going to be a great thing to try. That's the classic Basque, that's your entry point into Basque culture and Basque food. There are also solomo sandwiches. Solomo is marinated pork loin with pimentos, so red pepper. Really, really nice. And then lastly, if you're a local Boisean, you may have tried this at some of the Basque Block restaurants or Eppies and Meridian, croquetas. So croquetas, it's just the Basquization of the word croquettes, like in French. It's a kind of a nugget of bechamel sauce, usually with broth and some kind of meat or fish, and then deep fried. So that would be kind of like if you were to have a hamburger and fries, you'd have a chorizo and croquetas.
And those are phenomenal. You can't get enough of them. Just
Truly.
they're really travel ready also. So as you're walking the Basque Block, that's perfect festival food.
Exactly. Yes, we like to stick to handheld food here because you have to be able to set it down at any time and break out into dance, of course.
What are maybe some lesser known foods that people should take a chance on or would really be highlighted during this festival?
That's a good question. So we have the standbys that are the official Jaialdi foods are chorizo, solomo, and croquetas. But the Basque Block also has the Basque Block and adjacent restaurants. There's the Basque Market on the block, which has paella. There's Bar Guernica, just straight down, also on the Basque Block, that has a lamb grinder that I would highly recommend, or a spicy lamb grinder if you want it spicy. There's also La Cuona that has more traditional Basque country food. A lot of the foods that I've mentioned are kind of the Americanized Basque versions. You know, there were Basque sheep herders here, so you're going to find lamb on the menu. At La Cuona, you'd also have the lamb, but you also have more of a seafood forward menu. So you might try chipirones, which is squid in its own ink sauce. So seafood, and then the American versions will feature more beans and lamb.
Sounds delicious. Sounds wonderful. Leo, what's the role of music and dance at Jaialdi? You mentioned there are going to be performers coming from everywhere. What kind of performances will be happening that really showcase that part of the Basque heritage?
I'd say there are two that are music and dance focused. One of them is Festara, meaning to the festival. That's on Friday night at the Idaho Central Arena. So we have a traditional Basque dance group called Arcaites. They're coming from a town called Añorga, which is near the Basque town of San Sebastian, Spain, or Donosti is the Basque name. So they're coming, and they'll be showing us their talents, kicking very high. No, we want to make sure no one pulls a hamstring. And then we have some music groups coming for Festara. There is one called Neomak, which is an all-women's group that's a blend of traditional Basque instruments. So the pandero, which is a traditional, it's a Basque tambourine, and then triquitisha, so accordion, and they are blending this traditional music with also kind of more contemporary sort of techno influences. It's going to be really exciting. I'm so excited to see these ladies perform. And then we also have the street dances, which are big parts of any festival in the Basque Country. You know, you set up a stage, lots of people perform, you go get your calimocho, you meet up with all your friends, and then you dance the whole night away. You gaupasa, which is the Basque word for like pull an all-nighter at a festival, basically.
Traffic in Boise is not great in the best of times, and add 30,000 people to that, and it's probably not going to be ideal. What are maybe some insider tips for getting around the festival, especially since it's in multiple locations, or really being able to enjoy Jaialdi without worrying about parking or getting around or getting to events? What are some insider tips?
So I'm going to ride my bike as much as I can. Ride it down to the Basque Block and lock it up, and then walk around once you're there. I think also utilizing, public transit from the downtown area to the expo area. Those are the only two, places that are far apart. So if you park a car downtown, just leave it. And there's going to be a lot of parking at the expo. But I would say once you're downtown, you can walk around. There's nothing you have to drive to downtown. Or you could very safely ride a scooter on the Greenbelt. That is something I would recommend. You're going to be in the shade, and that'll take you just about from, Julie Davis Park all the way to the Expo Fairgrounds. Other than that, park outside of the downtown core. You're going to find cheaper parking. If you can afford it and you want to have maybe a little staycation, I think there are still hotels available. I have a lot of Boise friends. They want to be able to enjoy the festival and have some calimochos and not worry about driving. So they'll get a hotel and have a staycation, even though they're local to the area. I would say just plan on kind of parking it and just walk around and enjoy. Pretend you're in the Basque Country and the downtown's a walkable city.
Pretend we're in Europe, everyone. We're going to be walking for the festival.
That's right.
Leo, I've heard rumors that there could be Basque dignitaries coming to the festival this year. Who's coming, and what does that mean for the Boise community when political leaders from the Basque Country come here?
We have two Basque dignitaries coming that I'm aware of. One is the head of the government in Vizcaya, which is one of the 7 Basque provinces. And she's going to be having a reception during Jaialdi. And then there's also the Lehendakari, which is the president of the Autonomous Basque region of Euskadi. so in Spain, which is the closest thing I would say to a Basque president. The Basque region is there are provinces in Spain and France, but the Basque region is an autonomous area, and Lehendakari Pradaleskil is coming to Boise, and he's having a reception at the Boise Center on the Grove. So these sorts of visits from dignitaries, I think, really show that the Basque Country or Basque people in the Basque Country, from my experience with meeting people over there, I've been there a number of times, they're so excited that the minority language of Euskera, and then also just the Basque culture in general, is being perpetuated throughout the rest of the world. So, and I think Boise has established itself on the map of the Basque diaspora by having such strong institutions like the Boise Basque Club and like Jaialdi. We bring a lot of people together, and we're celebrating something that is so far away, but we're maintaining that culture. So I think the dignitaries that come over just want to lend their support to that, to show, hey, we see you over here in Boise in the West, and we appreciate what you're doing. You're trying to maintain this culture.
Leo, what do you hope people take away from experiencing Jaialdi this year? You all have worked so hard. It's been years in the making. What are you hoping that people walk away with?
What I'm hoping is that if you already know about Basque culture, if you're maybe from around here, that you kind of get your fix. We don't want to disappoint you. We've built up a good reputation for a good party, and we want to make sure we deliver on that. So we want you to be well-fed, well-hydrated, and get your fill of Basque culture. And if you have never heard of Basque, if maybe this is your first time to Boise, we would like to introduce this vibrant culture to you. The waves of immigration from the Basque Country have slowed down since the 20th century, and it's something that we were working really hard to preserve because we don't have a lot of influx of people that were born in the Basque Country coming to Boise. So we work really hard to preserve those traditions of our grandparents and great-grandparents. So we just want to share this fun culture with you, and put our special Boise and Idaho and the West's twist on it.
For listeners who maybe want to learn a little bit of the really unique ancient Basque language, what's something respectful or fun that would be a good go-to phrase that we should know?
Definitely. So there are a few. So first, the basics. Hello is kaixo, Kaixo, and X is a sh sound in Basque. So kaixo, hello.
Kaixo.
And if you forget that, you can turn your eyes toward the southeast corner of Grove and 6, because the park Kaixo Corner is going to be open in time for Jaialdi. And I'm pretty sure there'll be a big sign there. So Kaixo Corner, hello, Kaixo.
Perfect. I would say if I can see it written just to help me. Kaixo, got it.
Absolutely. And then something that we will say to you as an attendee, or anyone that wants to welcome someone else, ongi etorri. Ongi etorri means welcome. The other one that's really important, to learn in any language is thank you.
Oh, I was going to respond. I know this one.
Oh, you do? Oh my gosh. Okay. Lindsay, if I were to give you a chorizo and you were really hungry, what would you say to me?
I would say Askeri Casco.
Yes. Nailed it.
I remember that one.
That's the most important one, right?
It is. As long as you can say thank you for whatever's happening, it'll be a fun experience. So, okay, that's the one I know, but it's good to hear the other one. I'll have a sign so I can look for it if I forget.
Exactly. Yes. Kaixo, Askeri Casco. Some food, you could just say the name of the food, chorizo. Calimocho. Calimocho is a good one. And we actually haven't talked about this drink yet. Some people may know this already if you've ever been to a Basque festival. A calimocho is a red wine and cola cocktail. And I know it sounds really weird, but most people really, really like it. So don't knock it till you try it. Calimocho.
It's phenomenal. That insider tip that really helped me get through nursing school. So
there you go.
It's perfect for the summer. It's perfect for all the time. Calimochos are just solid always.
I totally agree. And then the last one, I think that's a really fun one that's kind of just a cheer of, up and spirited is gora. So if someone says, during a concert or whatever, gora Boise, then the crowd would repeat back, gora, which means up, like up with Boise. It's a good cheer.
Okay. Gora.
Gora.
Okay. All right. Perfect. I love that I don't have to roll my R's because I am incapable. So.
Oh, yeah. Just substitute that R flip with a soft D and you're good to go.
Yes. It works every time. Well, Lael Askerikasko, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, for explaining more about Jaialdi and Gora.
Eskerikasko. Eso regatik. You're so welcome. And I am so glad to be here representing. And I hope to see all you CityCast listeners out at Jaialdi.
That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure and subscribe to our Hey Boise newsletter for a local events calendar, including Jaialdi activities. We'll be back tomorrow morning with a summer guide to hiking. You won't want to miss it.